Good morning, dear students. Now we are in 8th standard social studies. So, in this period, we have to understand about the history first topic, sources. So, first of all, we have to understand the meaning of source. Here, what is a source? Just you have to understand the meaning of the word source. Human beings have created many facilities to lead their life since ancient times. If the things used by human beings in the past have remained, then they are called as the sources. Just you have to understand what is the meaning of source. If the things used by human beings, if the things is used by human beings in the past have remained, then they are called sources. What our innocent people, what our innocent citizens, what our past people used those things, how they are used and how to utilize those things, we have to understand with information that is considered as source. Just you have to understand one of the information about that. Hence, the agricultural tools are there, left by the earlier people. Pots, coins, inscriptions, arms, temples and other religious buildings are considered as sources to write history. How do these are, we have to understand how we are understand these are sources. Just you have to understand our past people left out some of the, here people are there, some of the important peoples are there, and pots, coins are there, inscriptions are there. When we have to visit some of the historical temples, at the time we have to watching their stone inscription. In that stone inscription have different languages. We have to understand brief information about the kingdom and also bravery kings and how is the administrative system, economical system, political system, and social system. These are all information we have to observe with the help of inscriptions. Then arms, temples and other religious buildings. These are all very usable things to understand source information about the sources. So these are all considered as to write. These sources to helpful to write history. Then similarly, the written documents and literary works are the main sources of history. Just you have to understand history. It is one of the textbook is there for the purpose of study 8th standard. In that 8th standard, you have to understand two Indian major parts. One is northern India, one more on southern India. In that northern India, so many famous dynasties are there. The second one, southern dynasty, is southern India. It has so many dynasties. In that dynasties, we have to understand some of the written documents. In that documents, here, the material needed for the writing of history are the primary sources. Just you have to understand how we are continue to understand the documents. Here, writing of history are the primary source. These sources can be divided into two parts. One is literary sources, one more is archaeological sources. How many sources are there? Here, two major sources to understand history. First one is literary sources, the second one is archaeological sources. Here, literary sources. How many literary sources are there? Here, two literary sources are there. there are two types in literary sources. The first one, written literature and oral literature. In that, literary sources contain two. One is written literature and one more oral literature. Next, just you have to understand there are mainly you have to understand the main concept about literary sources. The very first one in that, written literature. Written literature mainly consider again two parts. One is native literature and one more is foreign literature. What is the meaning of literary literature or written literature? Written literature means a person who keep or kept maintain some of the written sources, writing sources or writing documents. Those are considered as written literature. In that written literature, again we have to divide two kinds. The very first one, native literature, and one more, foreign literature. In that, what is the meaning of native literature? The literature created by Indians in native languages is called as the native literature. Very simple definition, very easy definition we have to understand. What is the meaning of native literature? Native literature is nothing but this literature created by Indians in native languages. Because of India has at present 29 states are there. Each state having different languages. That's why our constitution provides us 22 languages. So we have to understand those native languages is called the native literature. Literally here just so many very major languages during the time of history when the Indians are created history. At the time we have to understand which are considered as major languages. Here Sanskrit and Prakrit, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, Kashmiri, Gujarati, Oriya. These are the major languages during the time of Indian created history. At the time we have to understand, our innocent people understand these languages are our own languages, are our native languages. Again, we have to understand which are considered as native languages of Indians. The very first one, Sanskrit. Sanskrit, Prakrit, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, Kashmiri, Gujarati, Oriya. These are the major native languages of Indians. The native people, native past people writing something, documents in these language, so those are considered as native literature. So we have to understand which literature works. We have to understand native literature work. Here the first one, Kautilya. Kautilya has different names. One is Chanakya and one more is Vishnugupta. How many names he has? He had 3 names: Kautilya, Chanakya, then Vishnugupta. These 3 names about same person. He wrote Arthashastra. It's very helpful to the king Chandragupta Maurya. Just you have to understand, to establish a big, strengthful emperor entire in the South India. The second person, the king Hala. Hala wrote Gatha Saptasati. Hala wrote Gatha Saptasati. The next one, Vishakadatta wrote Mudra Rakshasa. Vishakadatta wrote Mudra Rakshasa. Then Kalhana. Kalhana wrote Raja Tarangini. Which one written by Kalhana? Kalhana wrote Raja Tarangini. Then Bana Bhatta. Bana Bhatta wrote Harsha Charita. Bana Bhatta wrote Harsha Charita. Then one more is there, Chand Bardai. Chand Bardai, he belonged to Chauhana's dynasty or family. He wrote one of the interesting story, that is Prithviraj Raso. It's one of the magnificent effective historical native literature work that Chand Bardai wrote, Prithviraj Raso. Then our very Kannada famous poet, the very famous Kavi, Adi Kavi Pampa. Pampa wrote Vikramarjuna Vijaya. And Sangam literature and many other such literature works can be named as native literature. In this concept, we have to understand the detailed story. Our native past people used native languages and created documents. Those are documents as our native literature. Then the next one is the very important concept, that is foreign literature. Already the word meant us, what is that? What is the meaning of foreign literature? Many foreigners, those foreign people are not belongs to our country. That people who visit India as travelers, as ambassadors, and ambassadors means very famous people and like celebrities. Then businessmen, officials and missionaries have recorded their observations and experience in their works. They are created the new history that is considered as foreign literature. Just you have to understand who are considered as foreign literaturists. Just you have to understand the very first person, Megasthenes. Megasthenes wrote Indica, which work written by or composed by Megasthenes. Megasthenes written by Indica. The next one, Phaeon. He was one of the Chinese traveler. Phaeon Gokoki. Then Huansang Siyuki. Those are rhyming words are there. Gokoki, Siyuki. Siyuki belongs to Huansang. Gokoki belongs to Phaeon. Then one more is there, Ptolemy. Ptolemy created geography. Perista, Tariq-e Perista. And Babur composed Tujki Babri. These are the very important literature work created by our foreign people when they are visited like this. Some of the visited to India as travelers, some of the persons as ambassadors, and some of the people as businessmen, some of the officials, some of the missionaries. They came from, what is the meaning of missionaries? Missionaries means those people come from the anchoring work of the religious thoughts. So this is the foreign literature. So students, in this class we have to understand what is literature and how many literature parts are there, or divided groups are there, and what is the meaning of written literature, and which are the considered as native literature and who are considered as native literaturists, and one more last point is that who are considered as foreign literaturists and their works. In the next period we have to continue, and you have to understand and recalling again and again this concept. Thank you so much.